In the previous session, we have seen the DDL statement, which is a create statement theoretically, and now in this session, we are going to see practically what is a create statement, how we can create table, and what are the different things which we need to understand when we are creating table. We do have this SQL Server Management Studio open, and we do have this Adventure Works 2019 database, which I have already told you how to set up this, and we can just right click on this, and we can see that this new query. So now we wanted to create a table. So suppose this is an empty database and we don't have any tables. If you have some entity relationship diagram, or you have some entities or attributes, and you wanted to create a table, in that case we can use this tool to create table. So for this, as we understood that when we wanted to create a table, so these are the two words which are important and which are fixed: create table, and then we can give some name. Suppose I wanted to create a employee table. So this table, this name I can give anything. So it depends upon means what all the entities we are having, and based on that entity's name, suppose we do have some author as a entity, then we can give this name as author. Suppose we have a book as an entity, then we can give that name as a book. But here we can just give as an example for employee, and as I said, we need to write one bracket, which is a opening bracket and a closing bracket, where we can write some statements. So first column which we wanted to have is employee ID, and I wanted to have it of a character type, and I wanted to make it a size of a 10. So that is something which is I wanted to mention. So employee ID is the first column which I wanted to have in this table, and character is of a data type. 6 is a its size or length of that particular ID. Means we cannot have a column value more than over 6 characters. So that is something which is we wanted to specify. And do we need to specify primary key or foreign key, that kind of things? So for this, I wanted to make it as a primary key. So this is an optional. If you wanted to have, then mention it. And also, don't want to keep it null as well. So this is the first column which we wanted to write. And let's say means I wanted to mention as employee name as a second column, which is varchar. So variable character. So this is something which is I wanted to have a 10 size, more than 10, or maybe I can keep it as a 14 or 15 or length as well. So that is fine. But this is how we can create a table. Now this is a statement which we have written. So syntax wise it looks good. If there are any errors, like, then it will highlight with this. Like suppose I have missed it something here, then you can see this is, it doesn't identify it, the data type, so we need to correct it. So that is something which is we need to specify. So there are two ways to execute this. You can write just use this execute button here, or you can use F5 as a key from your keyboard directly and just click on execute. Once you click on this execute, you can see commands created successfully. Now how to verify whether this table is available where it is? So now we can see this in table which is here, and it should be somewhere available here, which is here. And right now if I wanted to see whether it is having any data or not, select top 1000 rows. Let's say means if I wanted to do it, it doesn't give any record because we don't have inserted any data. We will see how to insert this data in this table with the theoretical concepts first to insert the data, and then we will try to see practically as well. I hope you like this, and I will see you in next session.